Hey, how's it going? It's been a while since I made another video, but I figured I should give a quick update on the garden. Show off some of my frankincense trees, and I want to answer a couple questions too. First off, here's my Boswellia elongata. He's putting on mature leaves now. He's taken off quite a bit this season. This was the growth point from the start of the season. He's starting to get some peeling bark down here. Boswellia elongata. My Sam hyanthus I recently repotted. He's losing leaves, so not much to show. Here is one of 4 Boswellia serratas that I have. Here is a Boswellia amiro. And this amiro has done absolutely fantastic here. I'd say he was about this big from the start of the growing season. I've got a Boswellia diascoritus down here. I believe this is the blue form. You can check that out. And here's another Boswellia serrata. And really quickly, here's a neglecta. Here's another Boswellia amiro. Here's my sacra. And here is my seed-grown Boswellia Sam hyanthus, about 7 months old, 8 months old now. This is the most recently discovered species of frankincense trees from the island of Samha. And I did get a question about watering. And I want to preface that I would say the most simple way to go is during the growing season. When they're putting on leaves, they're putting on new growth. You could water them like crazy. Treat them less like a succulent and cactus during the growing season. It's only during winter dormancy when you really want to cut back on water. But I find that during the growing season, they do best when they're watered very frequently. You don't really want to let the pots dry out too much. And they love water running through the roots. So when you water a lot, let the water flush through the pot, excuse me. That was actually a tip given to me by Pat from Miniatree. If she's watching this, shout out to her for helping me so much. They love water running through the root systems. It helps clear out any bacteria. It oxygenates the roots, keeps the plant very healthy. So you want to give them a good watering and water them often. And make sure that your growing media is well draining. Personally, I use 1/3 pumice, 1/3 perlite, and 1/3 potting soil. And occasionally I top dress with amendments like limestone rock, like you saw on my Boswellia elongata. And sometimes I'll also add gypsum into the soil, which is an essential nutrient for a couple species. Now I'm going to show a couple others, as well as some new additions that I have. So first, new addition, this is a Boswellia freyriana seedling. I've been looking for the species for quite some time, but I was finally able to get it. Boswellia freyriana. I've been meaning to pot them up, but I haven't had the time. And over here, I have a rooted cutting of Boswellia papyrifera crossed with Boswellia sacra. Papyrifera is another one that I've been looking for quite some time. And I'm really excited about this hybrid. I've heard really great things about it in terms of hardiness and growth. Here is my Boswellia socotrana. And he's grown quite a bit too. Once I place him in this new spot, he seems to have taken off quite a bit. And I believe this is Socotrana subspecies Socotrana as opposed to Planifolia. They're a bit hard to distinguish. Other than that, here's my Boswellia nana. number 1, who has grown quite a bit. Here is Nana number 2. Now all the new growth on the Nana, they have this red and purple. And he's starting to get some side branching there, if you see his little growths on the side. So that's really promising. This is not a frankincense tree. This is an argan tree. I grow a lot of other stuff too. My argan tree is doing amazing. Here is a younger Boswellia sacra. And I don't believe I showed this in previous videos, but here is a Boswellia Dalzale. Dalzale is from West Africa, I believe in Ghana, Nigeria, and it's another humid subtropical species like Serrata and Ovallifolia lata. Now over here is one of my Serrata and Nana hybrids. And you can see how much that grew this season. All the green is new growth. And each hybrid is unique in its own way. I'm really loving it. I'll show the other two in a minute. Here is one of my Boswellia sacra cuttings. And he's doing fantastic. Here is another Dioscorides that has grown like crazy. And you'll notice with this species, they tend to grow in all kinds of weird ways. I mean, look at that trunk. Yeah, I believe this is the blue form as well. And here is my largest Boswellia sacra that you can see is filled out tremendously. Flush with new growth. Looks like he is extremely happy. And here is the trunk. If you want to take a look at that. That is sturdy. Here's some of the branches. But yeah, this is what a somewhat mature Boswellia sacra looks like. I'm gonna have a hell of a time putting him indoors when it's during winter time, but one of my favorites. I'm hoping it flowers this season as well. Now to show a few others, I mentioned the Boswellia Serrata crossed with Nana. Here's number 2, who's unique in his own way. It looks like his new growth is reddish, kind of like the Boswellia Nana. Although these leaflets are a little bit more like Serrata to me. Pretty interesting. Here's another view of this. And here is the third one. I have a fourth one, but he has not leafed out yet. And back here, this is a Boswellia Nana crossed with Popoviana. This is another newly acquired plant, still acclimating to my environment, but otherwise looking pretty healthy. I have another elongata back here. And finally, I have two more Serratas, I should say. Serrata 1, Serrata 2. And I have a couple seedlings too. But if you have Boswellia Serrata and you have the space and the environment, I would highly recommend grounding them as opposed to putting them in a pot. They will grow significantly faster. But yeah, for watering and general care, as long as your pot is well draining, you want to water them plenty during the growing season. They can take a ton of water. Something important to know is you want your water pH to be around 5 to 5.5. Rainwater is great for them. If you don't have rainwater, then I would invest in a pH meter. Try to get a pH reading of your tap water and adjust as necessary. You know, my tap water has a pH of 8. It is very hard, and if it is outside that pH range, the Boswellia will not be able to uptake any nutrients. While I'm at it, I'll show off this myrrh tree as well. This is a Commiphora Kua, I believe, that has taken off like crazy. I need to give this a good prune back because all of these branches are new and the trunk is starting to thicken up as well. But yeah, that's about it. You know, in the growing season, do not hold back on the water. Treat them more like a tree as opposed to a cactus or succulent. It's only when the temperatures start to fall and the trees go dormant where you really need to look out for watering. And during dormancy, I would say water once every 2 weeks, maybe once a week, depending on your conditions. As for fertilizer, I have a slow release Osmocote Plus 10-10-10 mixed in, which I believe is sufficient, but I also like using kelp extract mixed in with my waterings. They seem to love that too.